Hello.
Hello and good morning. How are you doing today?
Hello and good morning to you. Good.
Dang, I was gonna sing to you first. Singing in the rain. I'm singing in the rain.
In the rain, glorious feeling. I'm happy again.
You do realize with a step into the movies, you're going to recreate something here that is going to be talked about a lot because we know the scene, but it's going to have your touch to it.
Yeah, well, that was our goal. We didn't want to recreate these routines verbatim because the truth of the matter is you can never top the original, right? There's no way of doing that. But also we wanted to sort of just nod and to celebrate these amazing films that inspired us so much. So we wanted to reimagine them and give a little twist on them. But again, it's a big thank you. It's a big love letter because dance for me, I mean, it's the gift that keeps on giving. I've given me so much in my life. I've worked so hard, but it's something that I'm so thankful for. It's given me so many opportunities. And these films, a lot of them were films that inspired me to pursue dancing. So. And so many others, so many people, and it meant so many things to people as well, and we just want to just celebrate that and just thank them,
Is that where you learn the art of flow? Because, I mean, I've been to the clubs. I know how people dance, but then we get to see someone like you, and it's like, what?
Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I mean, it's, again, for instance, like Gene Kelly, he's somebody who I constantly, defer to. I'm like, what would Gene do here? Like, I look into space and like, how would he use this pole, or how would he use this staircase, or, you know what I mean? Because that was one of the things I loved about him so much was that the way he used his environment, was so inspiring. So, it's just and that's the thing too, is that what's so great about these films is that they're so nostalgic, they're so meaningful to so many different people for different reasons. But also even like a younger generation, like, for the show, we have like Charlie D'Amelio, who is a TikTok star. I mean, a huge TikTok star, and has brought dance to so many young, people in a different way. But she's a huge fan of these films, and she wanted to be a part of it to bring this to her audience as well. And it's really special. We really want to sort of, include everybody.
And listeners need to understand that what you're doing with ABC, with Step Into the Movies, is it's not just on the old black and white films. I mean, you're even doing La La Land, dude. I mean, you're very much up to date with this.
Yeah, and La La Land, it's interesting the way we did that. Well, one, I loved the film so much. I really did. I'm like, the music of that film is just my favorite. It's so good. And what we wanted to do is because it's only an hour special. So the truth of the matter is like, man, we would love to have in the future. Like, there's so many other movies we want to do and so many other routines, and so we're jamming a lot into this. And that was a perfect sort of a template for us to sort of celebrate all these different genres of dynamic duos within that song. So we're doing it each routine slightly in little different ways, but honoring them all. And tipping the hat and just, again, a love letter to all these amazing films.
One of the things that's amazing about watching you dance and to watch the classic films dance is the fact it's almost like one shot. You're getting all of this storyline through the dancing in one shot.
Yeah, I mean, there is definitely some scenes where we want to honor that feeling. But then there's also some like movie magic little moments that we have for, that just, we want to give it that sort of a little bit more of a contemporary feel. But some moments I'm like, no, we want to keep this feeling more like how it was, you know what I mean, where it's more of a continuous shot. And so, yeah, we were mindful of that, there's a little moment of Moses Supposes, for instance, and we were wanting to cut away, and I'm like, no, let's live on this one shot the whole way through. And, that way we really feel like it feels like the film,
Do you ever get to enjoy a movie filled with dancing? Only because the only reason why I bring that up is because I'm a third-degree black belt, and when I see a martial arts movie, it kind of gets inside of me. Do you ever get to enjoy a dance movie?
Well, first of all, holy shit, you're a third-degree black belt? That's incredible. Oh, my God. Actually, by the way, before I did dance, I did karate. I would go to my sensei's house in her garage.
Nice.
Louise Bennett. Anyways, that's amazing, brother. But yeah, I think when I'm watching film, watching dance and film, yeah, I sometimes I can like step out of it. Like I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh, I wonder who choreographed this, or I wonder how this was.
Mm-hmm.
But often I'm able to sort of get lost in it, though. I think I'm able to just be a spectator and just be an audience member and just enjoy it.
I remember my sensei telling me when I first got into martial arts, he kept telling me martial arts, and I didn't understand. He says, it's the art. Figure out where the art is, now bring it together.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And that's like, for me, dancing is, I call dancers, artistic athletes.
Mm-hmm.
It's this athleticism, but there's this artistry to it, of course. And so it's been awesome to sort of showcase this style, this what do we try to call it? To showcase dance in a way over these past 15 years, however long it's been, and put it on television and really, put it at the forefront. It was back in the day, the golden age, it was at the forefront. And then there was a time where things got, a little bit dreary, a little bit dark, a little bit too real, like very realistic. And then it's like we lost a little bit of that magic. And so it's really great to sort of bring back that magic of dance into film and television as well.
Well, dance in movies, it's just something that I've totally embraced my entire life. I mean, even in Young Frankenstein, it was like if you ever took the dance out of that, the movie would be missing something.
Yeah. No, it's really special, and again, like it was really cool to work with all these amazing people on the show, these guests, who I would just kind of talk about it. I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if like Kevin Bacon came and did something and did this, and just kind of in passing, and then like the next day they say, hey, we got Kevin Bacon. I'm like, what? That's amazing. I was like, that's incredible. I was like, I was just kind of saying that jokingly, but like, wow, and it was like a true testament to like, just how these films have reached so many people, and when people wanted to be a part of this, it was really special.
Do they sit down and study with you in the way that when you're doing a film, you do it in takes, but yet when you're on live television or you're just doing something like a special, like Step Into the Movies, I mean, it's not like, stop, all right, let's go for take 3.
Well, luckily, this particular one is not live, so thank God. But it's funny, though. It's actually funny to say that because not doing live is more... It's more weird, if you will, or different for me because I'm so used to doing live television or live theater or my live show in Vegas or whatever it is. It's like I'm more used to doing live than not, and so to have that sort of to be able to be like, oh, you know what, let's do that one more time. It's kind of weird for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like we do it once, and like, all right, let's do another one from a different angle, and I'm like, wait, but that was the one,
I totally get that because in radio, I mean, if we're not doing a live show, you miss the adrenaline rush and being on the edge and knowing that if you make a mistake, so what? You have to keep going.
Yeah. No, there's definitely something really special about that. But there's also something very, I don't know, that helps you breathe a little bit, knowing you're like, okay, we can do that again if we need to. But it's always kind of funny. It's really funny that with these shows, strangely enough, it's on a lot of, not all of them, but a lot of them, you realize like the first ones usually are the best.
Wow.
Because it is that adrenaline, it's that first take, it's that first moment, it's that first experience, and there's a magic in that. But there's some cases where you're like, oh, actually, it got better by like the third or fourth take. But for the most part, but again, this was shot really fast, really in a short amount of time, and so to be honest with you, there was, we knocked them out really quickly, and and that's what's interesting too, is that a lot of these films, you look at them, you're like, oh, they had months to prepare, they had a full orchestra, or they had this or that, and you're like, okay, cool, we have 3 hours to put this routine together, so it's wild, but we love that. We love flying at the seat of our pants and just making some great entertainment.
Well, vicariously, we live through you, and you teach us how to dance with you. Thank you so much for your time today, Derek.
Thank you, my man. I appreciate you.
Well,
please, the next time if I see you, please, don't beat me up.
You'll be in Charlotte. You guys always come cruising through here every now and then.
Absolutely.
You be brilliant, man.
All right, brother. Take care.